So a while, you know what I'm saying, you keep on moving and say, man, look, this is a high track, this is where I'm gonna be at. And I don't wanna bother you, know what I'm saying? Just keep me get my little line. I'm gonna be here waiting on you and shit, and they gonna bless with you, you know what I'm saying? So I helped a couple cats out, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I understand some situation. And my homegirl said, man, look, because they really need some more understanding back here. But I was like, I'll really get on the boss's head, because look, they kicked us out at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then they throw their money in the sky, because I'm talking about they waste all their energy cooking up peanut butter jelly sandwiches, you know what I'm saying, around 12 for a 12 o'clock situation, so we can eat 12 o'clock sandwiches and shit. While the other boys in the house, they already good. They got some snacks, they got noodles. You know what I'm saying? They ain't worried about no peanut butter jelly sandwich, but when they waste all that energy and the boss, you know what I'm saying, telling me we gotta scan them back in and shit, that's when they start doing all that. So we flipped True Worth, and that's when it was ladies and guys out, but at the same damn time they opened the one on the side because they closed that one down. So I got out that dope, you know what I'm saying? So I was sleeping outside. I don't really mean to talk that much, you know what I'm saying? I keep myself on
No, you good, boss,
so
man.
you know how we, you know. So on the side, you know what I'm saying, I was just trying to tell them, you know what I'm saying, lay circle correct, because they had, you know what I'm saying, the people was fixing up the house, the spot and shit. So
What you did for work before?
warehouses, worked on like building the back of the truck, building the back of the truck. You know what I'm saying, putting the condition on the truck and shit, and then lacing it on top of the truck and all that. And then I had like around like 5 different warehouses. 'Cause I had a temp service. There's one on Roof Snow, across the street from Jack in the Box, around Roof Snow, around Richland Hills and shit, and Haltom and North Richland Hills and all that.
Yeah.
So Richland Hills, you know what I'm saying, was the best one they had and shit. That's when I had dropped out. When I had dropped out, I went straight to getting a job, because mom was trying to tell me what you gonna do, because you basically running out of, you know what I'm saying, push and shit. So next thing you know, I had dropped over there to the temp service, talked to the lady and shit, you know what I'm saying, consider myself, you know what I'm saying, being legit. I didn't want to bust down and ride with my homeboy to Mexico City. I mean, just to fuck with the Mexicans as a landscaper and shit. But my other homeboy, he took that job, and he tried to tell me how he gonna see how it is, because they talked their little money and shit. And I had my little job at a cell phone spot, and I was helping my other homeboys to get on with me. You know what I'm saying? That one I was staying with. You know what I'm saying? My baby's still sitting on the mason, but this time when I got dropped out, I was like, well, I wasn't finna sit out here in the cold, baby. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pay my dues. I ain't came to do, but the first time I was out here, I was walking all the way down here because my granny's still on this side. But you know what I'm saying? I had started off over here, met some homeboys. I was standing around corners and shit, see how, you know what I'm saying, how they get down and shit. So we smoking cigarettes. It don't hurt, you know what I'm saying, just to smoke a little bit. So I'm passing, you know what I'm saying, having shit, but I'm asking, see if they can reply back to me and see if she got some love and shit. I will help, but I'm trying to see how, if they work with me and shit, I can, you know what I'm saying, I can force some more money and shit. Situation coming in, I don't want to bust all my money off, man. But so I have some people work with me and shit like that, but I have to get my move on. So I moved over there. I walked over there and shit. They weren't, you know what I'm saying? They had temp service over here and shit, right over in Riverside, like right over the bridge, aiming at that spot. You know what I'm saying? And my homeboy had a temp service after that, because he had got a different job and shit. After 3 o'clock, you know what I'm saying, 6 o'clock came, he'll roll and get that one going too. But I went in that
How you lose the job?
How I lost my job?
Yeah.
Man, sometime I couldn't make it over there in time, you know what I'm saying? And sometime I was like, I went to jail, and my mama kept the job, but she had got retired. And then I was really running before I got. See, the thing about it is, you know what I'm saying, it was my 3rd time going. So I was like, man, look, I'm gonna get a little retirement situation going, because look, this is a replay of a mistake. You know what I'm saying? All they doing is making cell phones, right? You know what I'm saying? They set the phones up. You know what I'm saying? So we send the phones up, while we making the cell phones and shit. You know what I'm saying? All we gotta do, we gotta keep on going in the same direction. So my fat boy, he doing exactly what he's told and shit. But I'm looking at him. You know what I'm saying, he getting aggravated and shit. I'm looking at the ladies and shit. She piling this shit up, and have my other homeboy. They really concentrated. But me, I got an anxious and a direct for mine, because they only paying like $9.50 or $11 an hour, right? So I'm like, I go talk to the managers and shit. I'm like, I looked at them. what I'm saying? I was like, man, they really look like babies and shit, trying to hide the facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, they out here really working for this goddamn piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? And half of this brain on this side, you know what I'm saying, working, but he trying, this is a new man, you know what I'm saying, new man on a lady and shit, so she really trying to ride with her understanding, but he probably playing like a baby, because he ain't, when I start talking to him, he ain't like, you know what I'm saying, give him a live direction, you know what I'm saying, a love, you good, baby, you know what I'm saying, how you working and shit, I'm trying to work with mama and shit, he ain't do none of it, he looking at her and shit, but I was like, man, I'm gonna ride one of them hoes and shit, then he became a DoorDash. You know, the first time he had a different call, right? He had kicked me out. He tried to tell me, man, you gonna have to do something. I heard you doing too much with the laws and shit. Like, I did come see you at the little holiday season you was in, because you know what I'm saying, you skipped jail and went to that bitch. Yeah, I showed you who I was working with, but at the same damn time, you out here, you know what I'm saying, I'm really getting diffused and these little things, you know what I'm saying? So I really want you to get back on bouncing on shit. If you want to go over here and holler at Annie, the one that used to help us get in apartments and shit, you know what I'm saying, talk to her some shit, because I'm really finna leave you over here and get back to what I'm doing and shit. So I'm really praying for the little. I'm just trying, what the fuck you got going and shit. You know what I'm saying? How you holding it down? Because you might be, you know what I'm saying, going through some pussy ass shit. And I really want to hold my baby, you know what I'm saying? Because he my baby brother and shit. So, and your other brother, you know what I'm saying, he thugging, he in a relationship with a little situation and shit. So,
You originally from here?
huh?
You originally from here?
No, we from uptown and shit, but I danced a couple times and then fell in here. And I was raised over here. I was in third. Nah, hell no. I had some partner from New Orleans, but we from up north, like Maine, New York, and then some place they had a sea, like what's it, a sea? Yeah, sea, you know, a beach. But I ain't know where I was at. You know what I'm saying? I was a baby at the time and shit. But in New York, I mean in Maine and shit. That's when I copped everything. I had a pre-K station and shit. Some Chinese dealership that had me riding a little muscle bike. You know what I'm saying? A player ass bike and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I always at the corner. We ride the bus and shit at the corner and shit. I had an Asian bitch and a Mexican bitch, so it was love. You know what I'm saying? I ain't rushed nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was just ride. I was a co-pilot. You know what I'm saying? I was really trying to learn shit. My baby, she put me on game and shit while I had my first love. That was when I chose between the other girls and shit. They was all for it. You know what I'm saying? And me and her connected as a team play. And I was trying to be. I was fast and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what I'm saying? You met me because I had a collar shirt on, and I had met baby because she was at my homegirl's house, like, you know, and they was a little older and shit, and me and her was in the same city, so I fucked with her. But before I met her, you know what I'm saying, I was at the corner store, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't know about no money, you know what I'm saying, so I just grabbed my candy and I try to roll out that her. I try to tell my other partner, you know what I'm saying, why you ain't grabbing no candy? Why your ass over here bullshit me? You know what I'm saying? Grab some candy and get the fuck out of Dodge, man. You people don't even know us and shit. I'm too goddamn young. I'm halfway, you know what I'm saying, to them, like me and my little brother, you know what I'm saying, my dad gone, so my brother like my daddy, you know what I'm saying, so he my daddy and shit, but he the one hold me up, but I trust myself to be a man and shit, so yeah, I take the candy and shit, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, I try to realize, you know what I'm saying, you wanted some money out of me and shit, you know what I'm saying, can you help me get a check, you know what I'm saying, the one working at the corner store, you know what I'm saying, you know, that's what I was riding in, when I was in Woodhaven. That's what my mama had got me and shit, but it was kind of great, you know what I'm saying, ride low with my homeboy.
Stay down here?
Yeah, but she probably moved on and shit, she probably staying with my daddy now.
How long you been homeless?
Man, I was home about for 4 to 5 months, right? I was sitting out here for 4 or 5 months and shit. The sun was out for a good time. And then we're getting cold and shit, you know what I'm saying? I had a sweat on me when I first jumped in this hole. They all the shit that I had, you know what I'm saying, vanished, you know what I'm saying? But it was kind of, it was a good ass, because my homeboy had gave me some like nice boosts and shit when I was in jail and shit. That's my other homeboy came out, you know what I'm saying? He was flipping that burgers and he was like, we could have been superstars. Driving, you know what I'm saying? He flipped that one, and then he came over to the other one. He said, all I needed was that money and liquor. You know what I'm saying? He see cornbread fed, you know what I'm saying? He a classic, you know what I'm saying? He made him popping and shit, and I backdoor his ass with the, you know what I'm saying, bust it open like your friend do. I'm hosting. I'm bust it open like your friend do. I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? But we on subject, you know what I'm saying? Because we flip, he say, type that ass like you like me or something, so he can walk up to some, because some, you know what I'm saying? She talking to her homegirls, you know what I'm saying? And you got homeboys. We was trying to really get on the stage because we had some they had one of them shower shoes and shit. They player made and shit, right? And they had like a couple of collections because we was in that hole. we had stimulus checks. You know what I'm saying? I had got like 4 people in the game with me because they was young and you know what I'm saying, we blood clips and all that. So I really fuck with only like two players in the game and shit, right? Him and my other white boy, you know what I'm saying? At first he was slipping soap out there, and then he was like he found, and then I found out he was my celly, and he was cool people and shit, and he gave me some boots. Them hoes was nice, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I'm trying to sit up like Webby and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was like yellow and it was yellow and baby like golden boots, you know what I'm saying? But the texture on that hoe, cause he painted the boots for his son, but he's like, man, you can have these hoes, fool. His name was Peanut. And my other homeboy, I don't even know I forgot his name and shit, but I just kept on down and shit.
I'm finna get out of here.
Yo, I appreciate you for showing me love, fam.
No, for sure.
But where you at right now? Irving?
Arlington.
Arlington?
Yeah.
For sure. Let's love out there.
What we do ain't even here.
Southern Smoke interviews. You bastard!